We have organized here at NBC News a terrorism task force, and assigned to it our very best investigative reporters. One of them is Dateline's Chris Hansen, and he joins us now with the latest on the investigation. Chris?
Tom, it was a very fast-moving investigation here in Boston today. From pretty early on in this case, federal authorities figured that somewhere around 20 hijackers had to be involved in this to pull it off. Today, the question became, how many more people are out there? And tonight, those involved in the investigation believe we're talking about 20 to 40 more people involved in this terrorist plot, many more than anyone first imagined. All day in Boston, rapid-fire developments as the long arm of the law reached out across town, trying to grab those responsible and those who might know anything about the plot. At the Westin Copley Plaza Hotel, 3 people in custody. Police saying those detained were using the same credit card used for the hijackers' plane tickets. The hotel is evacuated as a precaution. The bomb squad is brought in just in case. At another hotel in Boston, police and FBI agents confiscate a car, as well as what appeared to be
Well, that's what you call a technical meltdown. It was an automatic rewind of NBC's Chris Hansen. Let's just go back to him briefly now, he's still standing by on duty, I think, in Boston. Chris, tell us about the last part of that report.
Well, basically, after they detained the 3 people at that hotel in Boston here, they also conducted an investigation at another hotel in suburban Boston, where they confiscated a car and actually found some technical manuals for the Boeing 767, the kind of plane that was hijacked out of Boston here, 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Also today, one of the biggest leads in this case came out of Boston. There was a rental car found. A man who had flown out on a different flight from Boston yesterday morning got to his destination and saw what had happened here. Shocked like everybody else, he suddenly remembered that he had an altercation with 2 men of Arabic descent here. He called authorities back here in Boston. He described the car, where it was parked. They got to the car and they found flying manuals in Arabic. They were able to trace 2 men to the car, link them to the car. They are brothers, one an experienced pilot, and they now believe those 2 men were among the hijackers. They've also been taking a look at the travels of 2 other men who came across the border from Canada into Maine and flew in that very morning. They believe they were hijackers out of Boston as well. There were some items found in one of those people's luggage that apparently did not make the next plane, the ill-fated plane. There was apparently, according to sources, a videotape that had to do with flying commercial jets. There was a copy of the Quran, and apparently there was a calculator used to figure out how much fuel you need to fly a certain distance in a commercial jet. Now, a number of people were interviewed today, including a group of cab drivers who may have ties to the bin Laden organization, we are told, as well as some people who worked as baggage handlers at the airport. They are going to be talking to many more people tomorrow as they try to figure out exactly the scope of this investigation. Tom.
Thank you very much. Dateline's Chris Hansen tonight reporting to us from Boston. As for the occasional technical difficulty, we'll ask your forbearance at all of that. As you might expect, both NBC News personnel and the systems are under stress. They have been going nonstop since yesterday morning.